Good morning, Unity community. I am your host, Janet Law, and I welcome you to our gathering here at Unity Center in beautiful British Columbia, Vancouver, BC. We warmly welcome all people, all faiths, and all lifestyles. And today we stand on the unceded ancestral lands of the Musqueam Nation, noble guardians of these lands since time immemorial. It's here that we gather to learn, grow, and celebrate our oneness with Spirit. If you are joining us via Zoom or YouTube, welcome. So what a wonderful couple of weeks it's been with our Winter Olympics, bringing the whole world together. Isn't that a beautiful thought? That together we are coming together in spirit. And I am reminded of a wonderful quote by Margaret Mead. And she's our great cultural anthropologist. And she said, "Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has." Do you believe that? Yes, yes. Our mission here at Unity of Vancouver is simple: to build personal and community well-being through universal spiritual teachings and practices. So let's get into it. Please now join us in our opening invocation. All together now. There is one presence and one power, active in the universe and in my life, God the good, omnipotent. So today's daily word is release. And it is a beautiful thought to have in mind. I release old beliefs as I grow and evolve. So many things shaped my beliefs over the years. My upbringing, family history, education, friendships, and spiritual life, to name a few. As I go through life, I will have new experience and meet all kinds of people. I may find that old beliefs that once lit me well and fit me well do no longer fit. Growing and deepening in spiritual understanding may mean releasing ways of thinking that no longer serve me. But I can do that and still honor the person that I am. I was, my background, and my history, but releasing makes room in my mind and opens my heart for the person that I am becoming. Releasing my old beliefs readies me for a future of growth and evolution. And from Jeremiah 44, "Now look, I have just released you today from the letters on your hand, the fetters on your land. See, the whole land is before you. Go wherever you think it good and right to go." And so it is. So our guest speaker today is Reverend Maggie Alderman, and she will be sharing some thoughts about Lent and other things today. So let us warmly open ourselves to receive what we need most from this message with 5 powerful affirmations, all together now. I trust the unseen work unfolding within me. I allow silence to speak and spirit to guide. Transformation begins with attention. My life is shaped by divine rhythm, not by urgency. What I release creates room for what is being born. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And so it is. So it is my pleasure today to introduce speaker Reverend Maggie Alderman. She has become somewhat of a fixture here at this Unity community, giving freely of her time, her service, and connecting us to the global Unity family. She is a passionate Unity minister and teacher known for her warmth, wisdom, and inclusive voice. Based in the Kansas City area, she serves as director of Silent Unity and brings a deep love for prayer and compassionate service. A lifelong Truth student and ordained since 2020, Reverend Maggie Alderman has served as senior minister of the UWSI faculty and an international speaker, mentor, and contributor to Unity publications. Her mission is simple: to boldly embody Christ consciousness with a loving audacity, granting others the liberty to join and claim their own divine expression. Please join me in giving a big virtual welcome to Reverend Maggie Alderman.
Believe that we have seen each other off and on for almost 6 years since the pandemic, when I was discovered by our good friend Janet Law. And it has been one of my greatest gifts to come to know you and to have the opportunity to be with you every now and again on a Sunday. And when I'm not with you, I have got a memory of my Canadian friend sitting on my desk with this pen from Canada. And I added it to that collection this week, an old pen that says, you probably can't see it, but it says, "In service to unity." So on my desk, I have Canada in service to unity. And aren't you all a beautiful picture of that truth? So today we are talking about the spaces in between as we navigate the beginning few days of the Lenten season. Now, we started on Wednesday, and that was Ash Wednesday, and maybe you're a community or you know someone who is a part of a community that celebrates Ash Wednesday. And that's the opportunity for us to just look at our whole humanness as we embark on this 40-day journey of creation. The whole humanness meaning the one that puts up a roadblock, the one that throws limitation on the divine, the one that wants to keep us safe and small and predictable, because that's what feels good. But I love the Lenten season. I love knowing that we are in a stretch of creation. I just wish we could skip the in-between part. I wish we could declare what we know is for us to do and pop out on Easter and it is all done. But that's just not the way it goes. So today we're going to look at how the soil being turned up within and the season of creation at foot disturbs our homeostasis, and how we can put our truth principles and practices to good work to see us through. Now, I am in the Kansas City area, but I was born and raised in El Paso, Texas, which is a border town to Chihuahua, Mexico. And I share that with you all because part of why I love Lent is because I didn't have to do what my friends and my neighbors did as good Catholics. The Lenten season for them, they were giving up things in the material or the sensory realm. I'm sure you won't have to think hard if I asked you what you could stand to give up in that same realm this year. For me, it might be chocolate, or it might be my vice, which is a good crispy Coke Zero at the end of a day. For some of us, we might want to clean up our language, not so much of the 4-letter words flying off the tongue. And you know what that is. And I'm not going to discourage you from giving up if it is something that serves your highest good. in the sensory realm, in the 3D, because that's not a false picture. It's not wrong, the framing of Lent through that lens, but it is incomplete as far as we in Unity are concerned, because we are metaphysicians. We like to look beyond the literal. We like to look beyond the physical, and we want to look through the lens of spiritual development. So, from a metaphysical perspective, Lent isn't about deprivation. It's about the placing of our attention. It isn't about erasing or giving up anything other than that which is not in alignment with God, with truth, with the fullness of our capability. This is a season, and I said this during the meditation, of consciousness training. Because when we move our cheese, when we give something up, when we don't follow our routine, then we might have a sensory experience as human beings. We might feel irritable, discombobulated, disoriented, or have the propensity to just want to put things back the way they were. But this is the time in between the declaration and the manifestation where we get to notice what stirs to life within us. We get to notice what sensations are calling for attention and not jump in to fix it or to fill it or to numb it or to resolve the discomfort. And the reason that is so that we are paying attention to additional areas within our experience that is calling for healing, that is calling for attention, that is calling for us to put our practice and principles to work for the wholeness of our carriage, our whole experience. So this isn't new. We're not alone. This is highlighted, though the Lenten experience isn't in Scripture. The 40 days that Jesus spent in the wilderness before embarking on his ministry is in Scripture. And I looked through that story and I noticed it is one that isn't of punishment, as some of us may tend to think, but it is a time for preparedness. It isn't one of suffering. It is a time of getting clear. Now, if the Son of Man didn't know what his purpose was, then I don't know what to say for the rest of us. But I know he knew what he was here to do, and he still took the time to get clear. He still took the time to evaluate and remove any residual energy, any thought blocks, or any old thought pattern that would slow or keep him from being able to fulfill his soul's purpose. And that's what Lent is for us. We are invited to disregard the outer landscape and do the work to prepare our inner consciousness. So in Unity and in our truth statement at the top of service, we said this, that there is one presence and one power that is active in the universe and in our lives. And in that statement, we claim and we know that there is no separation in life. And so what do we do when we know that there's something coming and we can't see it yet? Well, I take a page out of nature's book. Where nature goes, we have the opportunity to follow and to learn and to let it be a good example. And so you all are my northern friends, and I'm in the middle of the United States, but it's showing evidence of spring here. We aren't freezing, and there wasn't any snow in February. but there's still no flowers and the grass hasn't turned green. So I evaluate whether or not I'm going to fall into despair. Are there not going to be tulips this year? Are the irises not going to bloom? Are we going to roast under the Midwest sun because the leaves are not going to spring forth from the trees? And the answer is no. I am trusting the process and knowing that long before anything shows itself, any new life breaks through the surface, there is a stirring. There is energetic evidence of God present in that darkness, in that wilderness, in that place of unseen. We trust it, don't we? The bit by bit growth, the inch by inch before that first blade of new grass breaks the surface. And so we all know that change is afoot. And so it's our time to get ready to be ready for whatever it is that only you know is coming through you. We can get good and comfortable with this because change is really the only constant. And to live and to be a truth student is to know and accept that change is always occurring and to make peace with it, especially in the places in between. Wouldn't it be nice if we just woke up one day and said, I want to lose 50 pounds and get healthy. And the next day we woke up 50 pounds lighter and healthy? Well, that's just not how it quite works. There's something to be, something that is for us in the journey. So most of us do like routine, right? I would put money on it. We all did the same thing we always do in order to get where we are right now. We made the same coffee, showered the same temperature, took the same route to church or to Zoom, whatever the case may be. The reason for that, friends, is because the routine presents an illusion of safety. This is the human ego mind doing things in repetition to further instill that illusion, to further instill that we have to do the same thing in order to be safe. But what we know is that we are called to evolve. And so that illusion, that routine, can rob us from the creative inspiration that is necessary to set forth on this new quest. Inspiration is the fuel that moves us forward through the Lenten season. God experiences God's own creation through each of us. So first we get to remove the idea, remove the temptation to just sit still this Lenten season. And we move into this place of growth and of knowing and of faith. Know that you will be irritated. Know that there is going to be a temptation to put everything back the way it was. Because we live in a time where we have instant gratification, where we are not invited to live in our discomfort. Just think about it for a second. You forgot something at the grocery store. You forgot something out running errands. You've got Amazon. You're bored for 5.2 seconds and you better find something on a streaming app so you can check out and watch Netflix. Or maybe you're missing a good friend or a family member and you're thinking to yourself, I should really get on the plane and I should go and do and see and do the thing I'm always saying I'm going to do. But you settle for a FaceTime call, robbed of that inspiration and disregarding the irritation that unsettles us and moves us forward. So I ask you, whether or not you've ever considered that the waiting in and of itself is formative. What if The prayer time isn't about speeding things up, but becoming aligned with something that is taking shape within each of us. I found a quote from Reverend Charles Roth that says, "Perhaps we can't change the world, but we can make a change in us that enables us to meet and master our environment and grow in the process." So every time we find discomfort, every time we want to go back to a routine that we're familiar with, we have the opportunity to develop an awareness in our growth process. And mastery of self is how we grow on purpose. Mastery of self is how we grow on purpose, not as a bystander, not as I'm going to give it all over to God and God will take care of it and I'll be back and it'll all be done. And I look to Myrtle Fillmore as a living example. Well, she's no longer living in this, but it's living. Her story is alive for me. If you haven't heard Myrtle's healing story, I share with you that she prayed every single day for not 1 year, not 2 years, but 3 years. We're looking at 40 days. Myrtle prayed every day for 3 years, aligning every thought, treating every cell of her being until she could start to see evidence of that work, that godness within her at work, and prove the healing story that is her living legacy. So one of the things that I take from Myrtle was in her book, Healing Letters, where she said, "Don't confuse the universe." I'm not one to hold on to a quote, friends, but this stayed with me deeply. Not to confuse the universe. And what she was meaning by that is don't do all your Lenten prayer work and then get out and be uncomfortable in the world and start to speak against your prayers. I'm praying affirmatively here and I'm speaking against it here. What do you think happens to the energy of creation when it doesn't know which direction to go? It stalls out. It'll stall out and we won't see the progress in a way that is meaningful, that resonates with us, that proves our intention is taking form. In Isaiah 43:19, it says, "See, I'm doing a new thing. Now it springs forth. Do you not perceive it?" The question in that quote is what got my attention because Isaiah asked, "Do you not perceive it?" Now, he wasn't speaking about his own experience, but all of those that were onlookers. And we're going to have to deal with onlookers in our declaration of what's becoming. He asked, "Do you not perceive it?" Because he may have a naked eye moment. Or those that are onlookers may have a naked eye moment, not a metaphysical moment, not seeing the declaration made into manifestation just yet. And the question becomes, is God even at work? Of course, God is at work. We know this is true because there is no stopping the perpetual motion of creation that is coming through us and as us and going on all around us. So whether we can perceive it or not, we must not give up on the progress, on the intention and the declaration of what we said we want to see made manifest. So I was reminded from a mentor of mine that growth doesn't respond to pressure. And a beanpole, she would say, doesn't grow, sugar, just because you pull on it. So our temptation to just yank on our growth isn't doing us any good. We're strengthening. We're coming into fruition. We're developing knowledge and wisdom to see that we can carry the vision forward and it doesn't fall flat. As I was shaping this sermon, I thought, well, what example can I give my good friends in Vancouver? And I don't think I've shared with you all that in my past, I was a roller derby skater. And I skated flat track roller derby for 8 years. Here's the thing, though. It only began with a desire to belong, not with a skill set to actually be a skater. I wanted to be a part of something bigger than myself. I wanted to be a part of a dynamic group of women who didn't bring their limitations with them into practice and into every game, but I couldn't skate. I could not skate. I held on to the edge for dear life and I never let go. So that desire was what led me through the door one day and said, yes, I'll try this. And I was totally humiliated. I didn't want to be there after I put those skates on. I promise you that. And I thought, what the heck was I thinking? I'm sure you've been there. But the desire eventually grew into productivity. I watched what was possible. I watched other people work hard. I watched them not conflict their desires. And eventually, bit by bit, that productivity ended up growing into leadership. I got to be on a team, and then I got to be made a captain of the team. And the next thing I knew, I was the travel team captain, and everybody called me Thunderlips, my alter ego. But it wasn't just, I want to do it, and now it is. I had to walk through these spiritual practices and principles. I had to show up for practice when I didn't want to. I took on more sore muscles and more bruises than anyone really has a right to. I definitely experienced deep humiliation. And so that humility eventually transformed into appreciation, into understanding and awe for all that all of us were doing. And the pain that my physical body and probably my mental body went through to make that shift ended up being an incredible, amazing reward. That was about 15 years ago now. And I think I was Thunderlips for a league of women at a time where if I hadn't said yes, that league may have fallen apart. And now another generation of young women are showing up and saying yes to letting their limitations fall away and to embody something larger. So the invitation for you all is to consider, what will it take to bring what you know is within your being of capability? What will you do? Will you show up? Will you train faithfully? Will you pray and speak and act in consistency so you don't stall out the universe? That's our question as we move into Lent. And I want to share that you don't have to do it perfectly. We just do our progress the best we can every time, every day. And we have the ability to come right back to our heart center when we have slipped, when we have allowed a thought of doubt in our minds or to slip past our lips. Whatever it is, friends, I know that we are creating something larger than a roller derby league right now. I know that we are creating something larger than any one person's experience. We are in a magnanimous awakening on this planet. And so the thoughts that we hold in consciousness are going to be thoughts that contribute to what we experience next. and what the generations behind us experience after that. So I'm going to invite you in these few weeks that we have coming ahead of us, that we're in the midst of right now, to recognize and evaluate where your contribution into consciousness is. These quieter weeks ahead are not empty or inactive. They are an invitation to identify what is becoming through each one of us. It is an invitation to get clear where we might be muddy. It's an invitation to deepen our prayer practice so that we are strong, steady, capable spiritual beings that aren't rocked by shock and awe, but presenting as steady, true students and star seeds and light beings on this planet. Even now, especially right now, when we can't see what's coming, we have the opportunity to journey in faith, knowing that God is at work in the spaces in between. How gracefully we will allow the becoming is up to us. And so it is. Namaste.
That I think and all that I do be a prayer to you, prayer to you, prayer to you. May all that I think and all that I do be a prayer to you, a prayer to you, my love. May I feel you in every heart. May I feel you in all that is. May this be true. May we be one. May prayer to you, my love. Be a prayer to you, my love. A prayer to you.
Give it up one more time for the amazing Nathan as well. And thank you, Maggie, for the most inspiring talk today. I was vigorously writing notes because there were so many good things that Maggie had to say today. So one thing I got was prayer time is taking time to align. Prayer time is taking time to align. And that space in between is getting ready to be ready. Getting ready to be ready. I love that. And of course, always committing ourselves to the mastery of self, doing whatever we can to encourage and transform our consciousness in new and expanding ways. And I never knew that you were a roller derby girl, so that, and I have to say, on Saturday mornings as a teenager, I used to watch the roller derby. I just thought it was fascinating, and I even thought one time, I wonder if I could do that. And here, Maggie, you're telling a story of what you actually, manifested. So thank you again, Maggie. To donate online, you can simply click on the donate button in your chat window, and that will give you access to all major credit cards. It's coming up here at Unity on February 28th. Unity Canada is having an annual Canada-wide Thrive Workshop series event. So this is a time that you can tune in to Dr. Tanya G, because she will be speaking about health and wholeness online. It will be on Zoom from 9:30 to 11:30, and be sure to check out the website here at Unity for more information, because you will need to sign up if you want to attend that, so they can send you the Zoom link. And what we're really wanting to do here is to build our Unity community of centers across Canada. So this is one way that we can do it. We had one recently with Randy Purcell speaking about prosperity, and so this one is actually on health. So you can also go over to unitycanada.org, and you can also register there as well. If you're interested in becoming part of the Unity family and want to become a member, we invite you to come to the sanctuary next Sunday at 12:30 for a short information session and a little PowerPoint that will be led by Reverend Sandra Campbell, and I will be here as well to answer questions that you may have about the Unity Center and what Unity's foundational teachings are. The session is a prerequisite for anyone who is voting at the AGM and is looking to be a prayer chaplain or serving on the board of directors. Join us always for our Course in Miracles group every Tuesday from 12:30 to 2:30, and it is in the lower level. Learn alongside the like-hearted and life-hearted individuals as they expand awareness within this group. All are welcome, and your presence enriches the circle always. Our mastermind group meets every Sunday before service at 10 a.m. downstairs in the meditation room, and this group offers a powerful way to align with your goals through the practice of unity prayer. And we have our reflective round table, and this is held every Sunday after service downstairs starting at 12:20. This is a gentle open space to explore the themes of the days that the service is giving forth, and so this comes in conversation with others, and you are invited to share your reflections and also listen deeply to take in the richness of these diverse perspectives, all within a container of reverence and respect. We look forward to hearing your perspectives. And today's affirmative prayer chaplains are Jeannie Bell Irving, Barb Richards, Mike Richards, and Marilyn Norrie on Zoom. And can I have you stand? And they are here in the front row. And if you would like to receive a confidential prayer, our chaplains will be waiting for you here following the service. We also want you to join us downstairs after the music for coffee, cookies, and conversation, or at a round table. But today is birthday cake day, and so Carrie has wonderfully brought a beautiful chocolate cake for us to share in. So if you had a birthday in the month of February, we're celebrating you today. And please, next week, join us for Reverend Marilyn Knipp, and she will join us to talk about the inner landscape of our being, and watch our website for all of the details. And if you have time, you can tune in online if you can't make it in person. So now we have the closing of our gathering today, and please stand and let us say together our prayer for protection. All together now. The light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Please remain standing as we sing our peace song. Join hands if you wish.
La, 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 la. On earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. God has put with her, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
If you are on YouTube, thank you so much for joining us. We send you our love and look forward to seeing you next week.